Ernest Hemingway stands as an iconic figure in American literature. His name evokes images of terse prose, profound storytelling, and an unyielding, adventurous spirit. He was a man who lived as boldly as he wrote, constantly seeking the edge of human experience. In 1954, Hemingway faced an ordeal that would test his legendary resilience to its absolute limits. It was a harrowing encounter with fate, deep within the heart of the African bush. This was not a single brush with death, but two, occurring on consecutive days. These incidents became a testament to his extraordinary will to survive. They represented a profound and undeniable confrontation with mortality. The events of those 2 days would leave an indelible mark on him. The crashes profoundly impacted his health, both physical and mental. They cast a long shadow over the remaining years of his life. This was a chapter that would forever be etched into the legend of Ernest Hemingway. The year was 1954, and Ernest Hemingway, accompanied by his wife Mary, was on safari. Their journey had taken them deep into the Belgian Congo, a land of untamed beauty and unpredictable dangers. It was an adventure befitting the author's larger-than-life persona. Their first flight was aboard a chartered Cessna, a small aircraft meant to navigate the vast African landscape. The plane lifted off, carrying the Hemingways and their pilot towards their next destination. But destiny had other plans for them. Shortly after takeoff, a sudden, terrifying event unfolded. The pilot spotted a flock of birds directly in their path. In a desperate attempt to avoid a catastrophic collision, he swerved the aircraft sharply. The maneuver was swift, but not swift enough. The plane clipped a tree, its branches tearing at the fuselage. The small aircraft was sent spiraling downwards, crash-landing violently into the dense bush below. Miraculously, all passengers, including Hemingway, emerged from the wreckage. They had sustained only minor injuries, a testament to sheer luck and the pilot's skill. It was a terrifying start to what would become an unimaginable ordeal. This incident, though harrowing, was merely the prelude. It marked the beginning of a series of misfortunes that would push the Hemingways to their absolute limits. Their troubles had only just begun. The very next day, still shaken but determined, Ernest and Mary boarded a second plane. Their destination was a hospital in Entebbe, where they hoped to receive proper medical attention for their minor injuries. They sought respite from the recent trauma. This second aircraft, a larger de Havilland Rapide, was meant to be their salvation. However, fate had another cruel twist in store. High above the African wilderness, the plane experienced a catastrophic mechanical failure. The engine sputtered, then died, plunging the aircraft into an uncontrolled descent. This subsequent crash was far more severe than the first, a brutal impact that shattered the fragile peace of the bush. The wreckage was scattered, and the silence that followed was deafening. Hemingway bore the brunt of this second, more violent impact. He suffered a concussion, internal injuries that would plague him for years, and severe burns. His body, already tested, was now profoundly broken. Mary, too, sustained significant injuries, including several broken ribs. They were left stranded, miles from civilization, in the unforgiving wilderness. The immediate aftermath was a desperate struggle for survival. They faced an array of dangers in their isolated predicament. Wild animals roamed the bush, and the lack of immediate medical attention was a critical threat. Their situation was dire, a true test of human endurance against nature's indifference. As the Hemingways lay injured and stranded, a bizarre and cruel twist of fate unfolded far away. Their ordeal was compounded by initial misreporting that swept across the globe. News outlets, eager for a sensational story, prematurely announced Ernest Hemingway's death. The news spread like wildfire, shocking the literary world and beyond. Headlines screamed of the author's demise, painting a grim picture of the African tragedy. It was a moment of collective mourning for a man still fighting for his life. This led to a flurry of obituaries and heartfelt tributes from around the world. Colleagues, admirers, and critics alike eulogized the great writer, unaware of the profound irony unfolding. The world grieved for a man who was, against all odds, still breathing. The misreporting added a surreal and deeply unsettling layer to their traumatic experience. While they battled for survival in the remote bush, the world was already writing their epitaphs. It was a macabre dance between reality and premature legend. Eventually, after days of uncertainty, rescue arrived. The Hemingways were found, alive but severely injured, and transported to safety. The world quickly corrected its mistake, but the bizarre episode left an unsettling mark. After their dramatic rescue, Ernest Hemingway's health never truly recovered. The injuries sustained in the two crashes were extensive and debilitating. They marked a turning point in his physical well-being. The concussions and internal trauma exacerbated existing health problems. His body, already worn by a life of adventure and excess, was now profoundly compromised. The crashes accelerated a decline that would prove irreversible. He suffered from chronic pain, a constant companion that gnawed at his spirit. The physical agony was compounded by deep-seated depression, a shadow that grew longer with each passing year. His once robust constitution was failing him. This physical and mental deterioration had a devastating effect on his creative output. There was a noticeable decline in his ability to write, the very essence of his being. The words that once flowed so freely now came with immense difficulty. The experience of the crashes, coupled with the premature death reports, contributed significantly to his sense of isolation. He had faced death and returned, only to find the world had already mourned him. This created a profound disconnect. The trauma of the crashes, the chronic pain, and the deepening depression formed a relentless downward spiral. These factors, among others, likely contributed to the eventual tragic end of his life. The African ordeal left scars that never healed. The 1954 plane crashes became more than just a dramatic episode in Ernest Hemingway's life. They transformed into a pivotal moment, a stark reminder of life's inherent fragility. Even for a man who courted danger, mortality asserted its undeniable presence. The events highlight the enduring and often invisible impact of trauma. What began as a physical ordeal morphed into a profound psychological burden. The crashes were a wound that continued to fester long after the physical scars had faded. They underscored his remarkable survival against seemingly insurmountable odds. To endure 2 crashes in 2 days and to emerge alive was nothing short of miraculous. It cemented his image as an almost mythical figure of resilience. Yet, the story also revealed the lasting consequences on physical well-being. Hemingway's body was irrevocably damaged, a testament to the brutal force of the impacts. His later years were defined by the pain and limitations imposed by these injuries. And equally, the lasting consequences on psychological well-being. The mental anguish, the depression, and the sense of isolation were profound. The crashes were not just an event, but a catalyst for his eventual decline. The event became a significant, albeit tragic chapter in the Hemingway legend. It added another layer to the complex tapestry of his life, a testament to his adventurous spirit. It was a story that would be told and retold, shaping public perception. Ultimately, the African ordeal symbolized his ultimate struggle against the forces of life and death. It was a battle he won in the short term, but one that left him profoundly altered. The crashes were a crucible, forging the final tragic years of a literary giant.